Is the Hollywood Brown Derby good again?
Let's see.
Hello everyone, I'm Jay.
And I'm Sam.
And you're watching the Theme Park Foodies. We are back at Disney's Hollywood Studios to dine at what was, I think it still is, my favorite restaurant here, the Hollywood Brown Derby. This restaurant is themed like a chain restaurant that existed throughout the golden era of Hollywood in Hollywood, California, or in the California area. The Brown Derby restaurant was actually shaped like a hat. This one is themed after the second location of the Brown Derby restaurant, the Hollywood Brown Derby, hence why it is not shaped like a hat, which was notable for all the stars and starlets that used to dine there. This was my favorite restaurant at Hollywood Studios, but I felt the quality went down after the pandemic.
I'm a victim of ordering the same thing every time I come, which is the famous Cobb salad, which they use the original recipe from Bob Cobb. So this is the original Cobb salad that existed back in the day. They recreated here. They also have a really good dessert, a grapefruit cake that I really like.
However, we're not here for the classics. We're here for the new items. So like I said, I feel like post-pandemic, they kind of just leaned into those classics they had here. Again, always order the Cobb salad when we're here. Always order the grapefruit cake. It's tart and delicious. But we've had other items in the past, pre-pandemic, that I thought were very good. And every time I've come here and straight away, I haven't felt like the quality was consistent. However, they have a brand new menu.
So it's a springtime menu. They have 4 new appetizers, 4 new entrees. There is a creamy corn bisque. I think they're gonna get. I've heard good things about the creamy corn bisque.
Yeah, so hopefully those items are good. There are caricatures of different Hollywood stars and starlets scattered amongst the walls. They also have like a sign-in book when you walk in. It's very close to the entrance. We'll show you guys how to get there. There's also some very nice dim lighting. I'm excited, Sam. You ready?
Yeah, me too. They also do have an outdoor lounge. That's really good that you can sometimes do walk-up availability for. So if you can't get a reservation here, I would suggest trying the lounge.
Yeah, definitely. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
If you enjoy the content, please like and subscribe. Join us for our dinner, trying the brand new menu here, the Hollywood Brown Derby. All right, so if we're heading to the Hollywood Brown Derby, we will have to enter straight into Disney's Hollywood Studios and head straight down, of course, Hollywood Boulevard, their main street. You will see the Grumman's Chinese Theater all the way at the end, where you can find Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. We won't be going all the way down. We'll be heading down, and as we see a fountain kind of on our right-hand side, behind that fountain, you will find the Hollywood Brown Derby Lounge. Great little place to grab a bite. You'll actually see the aesthetic of this restaurant, which, again, is a replica of the second Brown Derby restaurant in Hollywood. You can see those beautiful, I think they're shingled roofs. I don't think it's gabled. I think they're shingles on those roofs. And the fine detail in the upper area of the architecture of this restaurant, as well as the Brown Derby hat that adorns the top of it. You'll see the stroller parking on the right-hand side, and we'll have to head right down that awning and check in. All right, so we checked in, and you actually see pictures of the original, or the second Hollywood Brown Derby restaurant right there on the wall. The Hollywood Brown Derby is the second Brown Derby. The other ones are just called Brown Derby. There were 4 of them. I think this one opened in 1929. You can also see that the lights have Brown Derby hats on them. It's very grand as you kind of walk in. It's almost a spectacle as you walk down. All right, now let's break down this new menu for you guys. Now, the charcuterie board I don't believe is new, so we're only eating new things. The house-made ravioli is new, but I don't think we're going to be getting that. Escargot is not new. Shrimp cocktail, this is new. The creamy corn bisque, so I'll definitely be trying that out. Sam won't be because it has some crab in it. We've heard some positive things about these sake braised pork belly. Now, California food is kind of a mix of Asian, American, Mexican cuisine, so you'll kind of see that, which is why you have sake braised pork belly, a little Asian flair. And we have the fruit burrata and the prosciutto croquettes. Now, this sounds really good. I feel like I might have to get that. For entrees, we have some reimagined classics and some newer items. So they have the pan-roasted halibut, which I don't believe is new. They have the Filet Mignon, which is, I believe, kind of reimagined. I know they had one before. Root beer brine pork, which I don't think is new. Shepherd's pie. This free-range chicken is at least prepared new. Cobb, as you guys have, or as you guys know now, is one of their signature items. The Grilled Ōra King Salmon is new, and then the lamb shank. This is definitely reimagined. I've had a lamb shank here before. And then for enhancements, we have the potatoes au gratin, or au gratin potatoes, crispy Haricut's verts, and braised wild mushrooms. On the back of the menu, you can actually see the story of the original Brown Derby, or all the Brown Derby restaurants. You can pause that if you guys want to read it. Probably a little small for you on the camera though. All right, now the drink menu is a little less sturdy. It's like paper. And it's pretty big. You see they have like a gin mule. So they have a bunch of different, obviously, themed cocktails, Hollywood lights. I'll kind of scroll down here in case you guys want to pause and see them all. And they also have featured cocktails right here. They're known for the grapefruit cake martini, Derby cocktail. They have some non-alcoholic cocktails right here. Shirley Temple. Martini, cold brew. They have some bottled and hard ciders. And then these are their premium pours right here. They are known for these flights. So they have a Scotch flight, Martini flight, and Margarita flight. And on the back, you can see their extensive wine menu. This is definitely the nicest restaurant in Hollywood Studios Park for sure. And they have dessert pours too here at the bottom. All right, so they have a bread service here. If you've watched our videos previously, you know I'm a stickler for Disney having bread service due to how expensive their meals are. And this one, despite the pandemic, actually never lost its bread service, I don't think. I could be wrong. It also comes with very warm rolls, nice crust on there, and I believe they put Himalayan sea salt on their butter. I'm unsure of that, don't quote me on it, but it's kind of like a reddish salt, which I'm assuming is Himalayan.
I'm going to quote you on that, actually.
All right, let's see how this butter peels. Butter is nice and soft, although I don't think it's like a whipped butter. Good crust and pull on the bread. I'd like it a little bit more airy in the center. And if you see, there is some good texture on here because it has these little pockets right there at the bottom. It's nice and flaky. You want the crust to flake a little bit on like a good bread like this. This is better than I had last time, actually, when I was here. And I like the Himalayan sea salt on the butter a lot. Although the butter, I don't think it's like a fresh whipped butter, but it's good. It makes it feel elevated. And the environment is beautiful. I actually think this is a pretty solid bread service. I'm gonna go 7 with it. Slightly elevated. I don't think it's like a flying fish level bread service, but it's good. And I'm excited to dip these rolls in my soup. All right, so the appetizers are here. We got 3 of their brand new options. No raviolis, the only one we didn't get. I got the creamy corn bisque. You get a little show with this because they actually pour it right in front of you. Sam, what's exactly in it?
Crab salad, saffron creme fraiche. That's all it says.
I'm assuming this is the crab salad, this big hunka thing over here. It's almost like a crab cake at the center with corn in it. I want to try it without any of the crab just to get the flavor of the broth. It's got a very balanced flavor of like that creaminess. It's not too milky, but you get that creaminess. You get obviously the corn, and then there's a little crisp on the crab cake. And the crab is not fishy, so it's a good quality crab. I like this a lot, actually. I would get it again. I'm not gonna go as high. Should I go 8? I'm gonna go 8. I'm gonna give this an 8. I actually really enjoy this. I would like a little bit more crab, I guess. Would be my biggest complaint. But it does feel elevated, and it feels like it has pretty balanced flavor. Sometimes with a creamy like corn bisque or with a bisque, you can get this kind of milky flavor if it's not properly made, and I don't have that here, so good for me starting off with an 8. All right, so this is probably the appetizer that most interested me. It's the sake braised pork belly. Sam's gonna try it out. Sam, what's exactly in this?
So it does have a apple ginger puree. It has some shiitake mushrooms, tasso ham, and shiso. Interesting, a lot of Asian influence in this.
Well, it's a California-based cuisine, so that would make sense. Good pork belly should be able to just peel.
It's peeling. I do think like mushrooms and ham is a weird side for pork belly though, right? Or am I
don't know, I'd kind of like that.
Maybe I'm uncultured. It's good. It's falling apart. It's tender. I do wish it was crispier on the outside. I'm trying to think of where there's a place that has good pork belly. Do you know where it is?
Well, I know a lot of places.
California Grill. There's somewhere with like a crispy pork belly that I really like.
Oh, I think it is California Grill. Yeah, on their appetizer menu.
Yeah, I don't think that this is that great. It's not that great. It doesn't even have that much flavor to it either. And then, to me, honestly, this is weird. These little cut up pieces of ham and mushroom. I know that you're on board with it, but I think it's weird.
I like me a little shiitake mushroom.
This has more flavor than the pork belly. I think it's a weird side, though. I'm gonna try a little bit of this puree.
Well, I think the puree is what's supposed to give it the flavor.
Yeah, it tastes like applesauce with like a hint of ginger.
Yeah, you're supposed to put that on the pork belly.
I know, but I think good pork belly though on its own should have enough flavor to not need something, in my opinion. I'm gonna give it a 6. I don't think it tastes bad. I think it's a weird dish, to be honest.
Corn chowder, you're winning right now, buddy. All right, so I actually wasn't comforting Sam. It was flying fish that had the pork belly that you liked. And these are the croquettes, the prosciutto croquettes, which sound very interesting. What's exactly in this?
It just says pickled onion, which is on top, herbs gel, and then aji amarillo aioli.
They look like little soft croaks. Croaks gotta be tight. They gotta be crispy. Let's try them out.
I don't know what you just said.
Good prosciutto flavor, smooth. Ooh, a little bite at the end. A little spiciness in there. I would like more crunch. I had a little crunch with the panko. I think it's like a panko breadcrumb. Actually, it might not be panko. But there's like a breadcrumb, there's a little crunch in there. And there's a little spice. I do like it. I like the corn bisque more. I'm gonna go 7 with this. So I think the bisque for me has been the winner out of the appetizers. These are good, they're different, but they don't taste necessarily like elevated. But they're very good. I love prosciutto, I love croquettes. 2 things I love together. 7's a great number. It's not like that 8 category. All right, prosciutto croquettes for Sam.
Like loose.
Yeah, that's what I said. I thought they were too loose.
Yeah, it doesn't even like. Weird. I wasn't expecting that interior. Yeah, this thing's like falling apart. A croquette needs more structure and crunch.
I like the prosciutto flavor though.
I think it tastes good. I don't think it's executed.
The texture isn't there.
Yeah, I don't think it's executed well. Like this, my croquette shouldn't be floppy. Either should pizza.
You need a firm croquette.
The flavor is there though. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, so I'm a little nicer than you, I guess.
Oh, nicer? Or maybe I'm just more honest.
I think it's all subjective.
Ethan, you're very honest. He is almost too honest at times.
All right, so the entrees are here. I decided to go with the lamb shank. I have had lamb here previously that I have somewhat enjoyed. Sam, what's exactly on this and in this?
So it comes with a quinoa pea salad, paneer paratha chips, and mint yogurt.
Got a little mint flavor to it. They say mint and lamb goes well together. A good lamb shank should peel, and oh man, that thing actually does peel. Very good. I think this is the mint flavored yogurt. You get a little bit of everything on there.
Our server did recommend the lamb. It's funny because he did not recommend the filet mignon. He named like everything else but the filet mignon, but I wanted to say.
I think the filet is pretty standard, that's why. I want to try the outside, see how crispy it is and juicy it is in the center.
Like this is very Moroccan inspired.
It's a little dry. You see when I try to swallow there. I do like the flavor on the outside of it. And there's a nice little mint, very light mint in with the yogurt. These chips are good. The biggest issue to me is that the actual shank itself, because it lacks a bit of moisture. It feels like it's either been under a heat lamp or cooked for a little bit too long. But the flavor profile is there. If you get like a juicy one or a moist one, I think you'd be good. It could go a category. But because it lost that moisture, whatever reason, it's not going to hit that today. This one is a 6. I still am going to eat the whole thing. I'm going to enjoy it. I still feel like it tastes high quality. But hopefully if you guys order it, it'll become a little bit juicier for you. The dryness is what's killing it for me. All right, Sam, you, of course, got your classic filet mignon. Now, I know they've had a filet here before previously, so how do they prepare this differently, I guess?
It does look very pretty. I will give them that. So this comes with a potato carrot mash, spicy broccoli rabe, black garlic butter, and then there is a Madeira demi-glaze on it.
You guys can hear it's very loud in here, so that is part of the experience. You asked for it medium rare, right?
I did.
It's perfectly medium rare to me.
It's an extremely thick piece. Okay.
Get a lot of meat for your buck.
It's very tender. I thought it was going to be a little chewy the way that it felt when I was cutting it, but I think it was just because it was so thick it was hard to cut. The Madeira demi-glaze has like a little bit of a sweetness to it, but not overpowering. It's a good cut of beef. It's well seasoned, it's tender. I get some of this potato carrot mash. I dig that. It's like a creamy mashed potato with a carrot flavor. I'm not gonna have the spicy broccoli rub. I'm gonna say I like this more than I thought I was going to. And I'm also gonna try my enhancement, which is the au gratin potato.
Well, before you get into that, what number are you going to give the steak?
I'm actually going to give the steak an 8.
8, nice.
This is solid, and it feels very spring. I like that it's, instead of mashed potatoes, it's carrot mash. It's nice, and it looked very pretty.
All right, au gratin potatoes. Basically, it's like a cheesy cheddar potato, right?
It is made with black diamond cheddar, which I believe is like a Canadian company. It's supposed to be a very good.
The Canadians know their cheddar. I've learned this.
They know their cheddar. It has a really nice crust on it. It's nice and crunchy, but then the potatoes are soft on the inside. I really like the black diamond cheddar. It's sharp. This is a good enhancement. It is expensive though. It is $12 for this little thing. I don't know that it's worth $12, but it does taste good. I'll give it a 7.
Okay. So I think as far as the entrees go, it seems like the steak is the winner. But I will test that for myself. I wanted to try this steak out for you guys.
You wanted to try my steak out for you guys. Isn't that so sweet?
And by you guys, I mean me. All right. And I will try the little Robs. I'm gonna get a little everything on here.
I feel like you like to give food like nicknames. I've noticed that you were saying croaks instead of croquettes, little Robs instead of broccoli Rob. It's like you're like friends with them and have little nicknames.
I have a lot of friends. Food is included in that. This Rob is a mess. I shouldn't eat all that at once. This is a good Rob. Spice on that is okay, it's there.
Anything with spicy in the name for me, I don't take a chance.
I do like the demi-glaze. It doesn't overpower the meat. The flavor of the meat actually comes through. It's tender, it's good. Run here and get this? Probably not. I'm gonna go 8. You went 8, right? I would agree with your 8 on it. It's a good steak, but if I come here, I'm still gonna order the Cobb salad and the grapefruit cake. Grot the brat. There's actually no brat, it's just grot. Okay, let's try this out. That's bomb. The cheddar is so sharp.
I would like that that would just come with the steak. I would come here if that came with the steak and not as an add-on.
I feel like it used to. I feel like something like this used to come with the steak. Don't quote me on that.
Another new phrase of yours, don't quote me on that. Is you very worried about being quoted?
Soft potatoes at the bottom, crispy on top. The cheddar has a great sharp flavor to it that obviously complements the starchy flavor of the potato. This has been the winner of the meal to me. I'm gonna go 9 with this. I will get this every time that we come. All right, so we have retrieved the dessert menu. Okay, so best thing is this, the grapefruit cake. None of the desserts are new, so we're probably just gonna definitely get the grapefruit cake. We've never had the decadent chocolate cake though. Here it looks great. It looks like a Matilda cake to me. I call it a Matilda cake. Like, you ever seen the movie Matilda? It like reminds me of that cake. That cake is the most delicious looking cake ever. Anyway, they also have a creme brulee, orange hazelnut chocolate cake, which is vegan. That's what that little leaf means. And a poached pears and panna cotta. Looks like they have a specialty coffee. They have some after dinner dessert flights. And for after dinner coffees, they have this Nutty Irishman and this espresso martini. They're actually using Mark Wahlberg's tequila on, I believe. And then they have this Millionaire's Cappuccino, grapefruit cake martini again, and you can see all their dessert wines here at the bottom. All right, so unfortunately no new desserts, but they had some classics, and we had to get this one again. It's the Brown Derby Original Grapefruit Cake. Vanilla sponge cake, grapefruit syrup, served with cream cheese icing, and then grapefruit right there on top.
So there was a powerful gossip columnist who used to go to the original Brown Derby, and she complained to the owner, Bob Cobb, that his desserts were too fattening. So she's like, you need a healthier dessert option. So Bob Cobb said to the chef at the Brown Derby, put some grapefruit on it, because grapefruit is supposed to be like a slimming fruit. Obviously, this is not a healthy dessert, but he kind of just took that little idea and ran with it, and that's how this cake came to be. That's what I love about this restaurant, like the Cobb salad and this, like the stories behind it, and like sticking to tradition.
That's part of the Disney experience, and despite whether I think the quality is better or not since the pandemic, I still think this is my favorite restaurant at Hollywood Studios.
Another thing is, I don't like grapefruit. Like, I never go out of my way to eat grapefruit, but like, I love this cake. I can't explain why. I think it's a chiffon cake. The cake is like soaked in grapefruit juice as well. And the tartness of the grapefruit and like the creaminess of like the cream cheese, I think they work really well together. The tart and the cream cheese. It just tastes refreshing. It's such a good cake. I'm gonna give it a 9.
I thought you were going to go 10. I'm going to have to try it for myself to see if it's a 10. All right, grapefruit cake. You didn't take any of the grapefruits off the top. You gotta have a little grapefruit on your cake. Wow, that peels like perfectly. Look at how moist the cake is and all the different layers in there. It's not too sweet because of the tartness. It's very smooth, very moist. This is a 10 for me. It's iconic. It is classic Hollywood Studios. Happy they've never gotten rid of it. At least I don't know if they've ever gotten rid of it. Because you don't break what's not, don't fix what's not broken. Let's break what's not broken either. But this is really good. I'm gonna go 10. Love it every time I have it. All right, so this is their decadent chocolate cake. This is something that we haven't had previously. It's towering chocolate cake, dark chocolate mousse, whipped ganache, and a raspberry sauce. You can see the raspberry sauce there, well plated.
I'm excited. You know, I always say I love dark chocolate and raspberry together.
It's like a cake the Trunchbull would make.
This might be my 10. We'll see.
Look how beautifully that peels. Yeah, the nice little tartness there with the raspberry. You can see like tart. It's kind of a motif flavor of the menu here.
What am I doing?
Destroying the bottom of the cake.
It's destroy everything. That raspberry was super tart.
Dark chocolate and raspberry is like the best flavor combination.
I love this. I am gonna go 10. That is because I do really love chocolate and raspberry together. It is the ganache is very smooth, very moist. It's layered nicely, so like each bite like has all that moisture in it. Yeah, this is it for me.
Chocolate cake. I chose to get this, Sam, just so you remember. Let's try this out. I like all the layers on it. I have seen this, I think, previously. We never got it. Very good. Very moist. Great bitterness with the raspberry, like you said. See, I would flip it. I would go 9 for this. I go 10 for the grapefruit cake because it's original. Both are very good, though. For those that like jelly rings, the candy, raspberry, dark chocolate, that's the flavor combination. It's one of my favorite flavor combinations that there is. And it's a perfect amount of layers on here because you get a balanced flavor of the sponge cake, or the spongy cake, I should say, or fudgy cake, and then you have little layers of icing that help bring it all together. Delicious. To me, near perfection. For Sam, it's pure perfection. All right, Sam, I have to admit, I feel bad about something. Like at the beginning of the video, I said, is the Hollywood Brown Derby good again? It's always been good. I just feel like the quality kind of went down after the pandemic. I still think this is probably one of Disney's best in-park restaurants. Would you agree?
No, I do agree.
Yeah.
I do think that you should stick to the classics, though, here.
Yeah.
The grapefruit cake, the Cobb salad, the grapefruit martini is very good. The chocolate cake was very good.
Yes, first time we had that.
Not impressed with the new appetizers, except I know you like the soup. I didn't have the soup.
Not a crab girl.
Not a crab girl. If you are in the mood for steak, though, I do think it's a good steak.
Yeah, the steak is solid. I think it hits the hits it's got to hit. Was pretty expensive, $177 for that meal. We did get a lot of food. 2 entrees, 3 appetizers, 2 desserts. No drinks though, so pretty pricey meal. That was with our pass holder discount, and that was before tip. So it is what it is, but I think it encapsulates kind of the dining experience that you would expect over at Walt Disney World, because it has that storytelling aspect with the characters on the wall, it being a replica restaurant to the second Brown Derby, the Hollywood Brown Derby, the book right there at the front with the autographs in it. It has a different one, I think, kind of open up each time you go. And the atmosphere, it just has this very nostalgic atmosphere. And obviously the food adds to that story, because you have that grapefruit cake. And although we didn't have it tonight, I definitely recommend the Cobb salad. I know people are like, oh, salad for dinner, but it is pretty filling because it's got that cheese and that avocado in it, and it's made how the original Bob Cobb made it, all chopped really fine, you know?
My hat's off to Bob Cobb.
Mr. Cobb.
I love Cobb salads, so he's a good guy.
Cobb salad aficionado over here. What was your favorite thing that you ate savory, Sam?
My steak was good.
Gratin. Potato
the
gratin.
gratin. Yeah, no, the gratin was really, really good.
Gratin was where it's at for me. And I think as far as sweets go, you and I kind of flipped. I think grapefruit cake is 10, and you thought the chocolate cake was 10.
Yeah.
So it kind of just depends on your flavor profile.
I think I just like chocolate.
I like chocolate too. That cake was great. And if you enjoyed the content, please like and subscribe. Liking will really help our channel grow. It pushes this video out into the stratosphere of the YouTube algorithm. Helps other people find the video. Subscribing, it also helps our channel grow. Hit the bell notifications. That way you are notified every time when videos came out, which is when, Sam?
Every Monday and Thursday at 12 p.m.
Thanks so much for watching. Don't count the days.
Make the days count.
We will see you next time. That's all, folks. We didn't have time to do our end credits because the animation show was going on and I was scared it was going to get flagged for copyright. So we decided to film our house. So this is where we eat dinner. And this is our antique. That picture is an antique, actually, from what was then the Lakeland Antique Mall. It is now closed.
Well, they're moving to a new location.
Yes, it's from the boardwalk, that picture. It's a pretty cool picture. And the people you see scrolling up on the screen, I said people wrong. People you see scrolling up on the screen, those are our members. I want to give a special thank you to them and their generosity for helping us fund this channel. If you have any interest in a membership, we have tiers as low as $1.99 a month with differing perks like early access to videos and end credits credentials like you're seeing right now. If you want to learn about all the different tiers and options, check out the join button below. It can teach you about that. But we also want to thank you and each and every single one of you who like, comment, subscribe, engage with these videos in any way. It helps us make more of them, and we feel really privileged to be able to make them. As always,
keep it going for Frank.